Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sportscars. Start off in a workshop. Saturday, beautiful weather out there. But we've got a rolling chassis here. We've had it up for sale for a couple of weeks. This is now sold. So, sorry. But the lucky owner, well done. Congratulations. So this is going to be out and start to be built up. It's got a double overhead cam engine here with all the bodywork and bits and bobs. So a nice little project for someone to start. But you're still looking to get in the queue for kits. We're about 12 weeks out at the moment. So if you're wanting a kit, this is a classic chassis, but most of the stuff is the RX5 or the Indy R or the Indy RR that we do, or the MC chassis. Classic chassis, we always know, guys. Outboard front suspension. Yeah, pretty different, and these are very different, the wishbones in design as well to the R1. So cool. So that's sold. I'll get this picked up next week. So hopefully we'll see them on our Facebook page and maybe see how the build progresses over the next. It's going to be months. Let's be honest, months. So winter project, perfect. Right, let's see what we've got. CBR time. Right, CBR 1000RR. It's the Indy RR round tube chassis. You may have seen on socials, or may not have seen on there. IVA date this week. Pleased to say she had a successful date with Mr. IVA man, which was nice. All passed, etc. So we're out for registration. We're going out to Ben, the lucky owner of this, and I think you might have some graphics maybe at some point put onto it. But we've done some little changes after the IVA that he wanted for the day, which was a carbon silencer is on there, etc. Which, fair enough, I'll fire it up, see what she goes like. Let's get that in now. So Digidash on here, we make sure it's in neutral, nice little ETB Digidash, which I'm sure Neil can zoom in. Got everything on here, which is nice. We love this bit of kit, works really well. That's all temperatures, water temperatures. We put this on a speedo screen here and that, and then make sure it's in neutral. And no go-go button, ignition key on this one. So, carbon exhaust. I make enough noise without being stupidly noisy, but really nice sound. Who doesn't love a bike engine, eh? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Plenty of power. These normally make it well. We've dynoed a couple of them at 190s, sort of early 190s horsepower wise. It's got PC Power Commander 5 on this as well. So we've done a few bits, like I did a centre mirror on here and things like that for him as well. It's not a lot in it, guys, really, because they are down on weight, which is a plus. I mean, this in full AVA spec, so full tank of fuel. It had a massive exhaust on it that we put on there, all the trim, all the accessories, electric reverse, the whole lot was in it. That came in at 520 kilos. I'm sure once we've shifted a few bits around on this, we'll be sub 500. And normally, like what we see behind us, they're 520. So you gain about 20-30 kilos, but there's only about 10 horsepower. There is torque difference, but the gearing and the way they work, decent driver in them both, I think you'd struggle to find a difference. I really do. No dry sump system, full wet sump system. Does run electric water pump like the Booster one that's behind. But because you run a nice billet sump on it, we know they run in RGB, as you know, or Sports 1000 series as they are, and they run in quite a few. Never had a problem with oil surge on any of the CBR engines. They are bang on for that. So it's cheaper to do. The engines are cheaper to buy. As long as you go 2009 onwards, 2008's got the soft plane crank, as most people know. 2009 onwards, stonking engine, 14,000 RPM. You know, it looks well. We'll show you. If you haven't seen, we'll do a comparison back to back. This runs a standard airbox with the modification we showed you last week. I think it's a really clean install, right nice and tidy under here. Paddle shift linkage. You've got your secondary injectors in the top in the airbox. We probably do a cold air feed at some point in there as well. That will help with a little bit of horsepower maybe. But super clean install. Nice and tidy, very easy to manage and look after. You ain't got all the complications of the dry sump system as well, and the extra weight, which is, you know, where it is. I mean, I can pick this engine up, physically pick this engine up, and probably put it in myself. The Booster, I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, we've done a hydraulic clutch, so we put a wheelwood clutch slave on here, hydraulic clutch conversion on there as well. We've now removed the pair valve system and a few other bits and bobs, just to make it track ready, and it's going more track focused this, so you will see this guys flying around, and part of the crew that will be out with Wayne, Nick, Mark and everybody else. Ben's a very keen track day guy, and he'll sign up to anyone that you can get him on, so I think you'll be seeing this tearing up the strips of the next sort of well, more springtime now. I know we're towards the end of the season. One more track day next weekend. I think there's a few guys going out to Snetterton next week, so hope you enjoy that. So yeah, we'll move on to the booster. We're heading down to the booster, but just say about obviously you've seen the magazine article now, quite a few of you, the MX5 Turbo. We had this out, a couple of COVID friendly test drives this morning. We had a guy in there, and you'll see it on socials, he was 6'4", I think. 6'4", in the car, and everybody says you can't fit in there. He's 6'4", long legs and everything else, and he had 5 inches between him and the top of the roll cage here. We're going to put the pictures up on socials to show you that. Yeah, maybe on the video as well. Yeah, Matt, who come in, really nice customer. Yeah, so 6'4", not a problem. Size 13 feet, I think he was. 12 feet as well. So not a problem. You can fit in there, guys. I know if if you're looking at the taller chaps, that's kind of not a problem if you're in that sort of dimension. But he went out, loved it. Who doesn't? We love that car. It's a great driving car. So yeah, we'll move on here. Booster time. We spoke about the engine bay on that one. This is pretty much buttoned up now. You probably see this going on the old rotisserie in a week. We've done a video. But when you look at engine bays, too, where you've got the dry sump system in it as well, rather than the standard one. The booster engine is physically bigger than the 1000, obviously.
How much oil is in this?
So you've got about just over 6 litres of oil in here. You run this on those, it's about, with the oil crew, it's about 4 1/4, I think, it's something like that. So about 6.5 litres in these. But it's about 30 kilos weight difference in engines though. So as I say, I can pick that up. This is stretching on the 90 kilos, so a bit more of a struggle. But again, super clean engine bay. Both got carbon bulkheads in there, which are nice, and both got the new bonnet scoots on them as well. It's got the aero screen to fit on this one as well, which we so button that one up as well. Cool. ZTech. So ZTech car, been doing some testing on that this week. We had some issues with wheel clearances on calipers and that, so we've had to put longer studs in, some wheel spacers. But now she's running. We'll give it a try, see if she goes. What's the difference between a ZTech and a bike engine, I suppose? It's on carbs, so it's going to the rollers Friday, I think, isn't it? Friday it's going to the rollers, yeah. So make sure she's neutral. It's got a go-go button on this one. Nice, but it ain't no bike engine. But she's all good, and I'm sure he'll have a great time around the track in this. It'll be enough fun to have. We've got a full cage on it and everything else, so yeah. Carbs, can't beat a carb, can you? But that's got to be dynoed and tuned a little bit. It's out, unfortunately. It's been sitting a while, so it's just a little bit out. So cool. See what else we've got over here. GSXR 1000. We spoke the other week. We're definitely going to be putting this on the marketplace. Just waiting for some new front wings to come in. As I said, we're out of space, and because we're building the other demo cars, so she's been gone through now. We've just got to do a couple of test drives in her. Yeah, be good to go, really. So if you're looking for a Jigsaw 1000 car, full cage, K4 engine, 166 brake horsepower at the wheels, carbon arches on the rear, carbon aero screen, new interior, custom gauges, gear indicator in it, fire extinguisher system, rear diffuser. Pretty tidy under the engine bay now as well. We've got the nose cone removable, put a new nose cone on this, so it's pretty tidy under here. We'll drop that off so you can see. So yeah, that's because we've been cleaning. But yeah, it's reasonably straight under there. It's decent power. I think most people will be more than most people will ever need. So power commander 3 on that earlier one, but more than capable of what he would with the 55mm core rad and the oil cooler, etc. It's pretty much ready to set up and go on track immediately. So wheelwoods on the front, I think standards on the rear. So perfect, really. OBP pedal box on it. tick the box, tick, 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 does everything what it's going to need to do. So we love ticking boxes. Perfect. So if you look, GSX 5000, give us a knock, give us a call, have a chat. RX5 time, so next build's starting. We've got one more that's starting on Monday. This one we're just in. It's a left-hand drive car, it's for a French dealer. So we've just done the pedal box in here, we've got the billet pedal box, fuel lines are in, brake lines are all in, brake switches in, master cylinders in, floor pan's been bonded and sealed and riveted, and we always use the closed head rivets on that, guys, you know, so it's, you know, it's bang on. But nice billet pedal box in here, so it's going to be a left-hand drive. Just a roll bar on this, fuel tank's ready to go in, rockers have gone on as well, front rocker systems on, and the braided hoses in. So you're going to see this progress now. So it's a Mazda build, so I haven't done one here, I think, shown you for quite a while. So it'd be nice to see how that progresses, and all you guys that are building that out. And I've got to say thanks to all the customers this week, placing orders with us. Quite a few cars this week, so, you know, fantastic. Building the community up again, and we'd like to see your builds hopefully progress when your kits start hitting your garages. So thanks again for the business, we appreciate it. Super busy. I think we're 12 weeks out now, aren't we? At least 12 weeks. 12 weeks out at the moment.
And
so
this car's gone all over the world this week.
yes, it's like literally USA. Was it one with USA? USA, yeah. Scotland, yeah. So thanks to their business, and yeah, we'll test drives this morning. Customers seem super keen on those as well. So it's good that we're progressing and building the community back. So you'll see this will help, I suppose, as well. But the manual's there, 200 odd page manual. That's all available. And like that one, follow the manual. We build it here, of course, but we do have a manual that we use in our guide. They pass, you know, so don't be concerned about the IVA and the spoofs behind it all. The guys at IVA generally are spot on. They're really helpful whenever I've gone there. No problems at all. So yeah, everything's here. We've got everything ready to go on. It's having Protect shocks. We've got new brakes, new wheels to go on it, all new poly bushes. So it's having it all completely done. All the engine going pretty quick on this. It's already been refurbished, the engine and everything else to go on that as well. So we'll show you the detail. And then if you have any questions on it, give us a shout, email, etc. And then we'll be on with the same with this. So that's the square tube versus round tube, which is good to see. You can see a square tube chassis versus a round tube chassis. They are the same. This is a bike engine, Mazda. This is a car engine, Mazda. But they are the same geometry wise. Just one's round tube, one's square tube. Slightly lighter chassis when it's round tube than the square tube. But everything else is round tubing, non-supporting, but the main structure is on that, and all the wishbones are round tube on these. It's only the main structures that end up being square tube. So RX5 MC.
Rose jointed as well.
Yeah, this is a RX5 MC, fully rose jointed. This will be poly bushed in here, and we've started already doing these. The wishbones are already done. Here we go. So rose jointed versus poly bushed. You can see the difference in here. Rose joint, poly bushed with a crush tube that will go in there.
So what's the benefit?
Yeah, completely fully adjustable. These are, you know, you can't adjust the toe in or toe out on this on the rear more. The front you can, obviously, because you've got track rod ends, but on the rear this is a little bit more non-adjustable. They're sort of preset for you. Road car is perfectly fine. If you're near a track or you're in a karting backgrounds or things like that, then the RR is probably the way for you, because you love tinkering probably. So but other than that, you know, everything else is a pickup. So if you wanted to later on, you could upgrade to RR wishbones. You can go RR wishbones if you wish to at a later date. But road track day use, probably perfectly fine. If you're into racing or tweaking the car, fully rose jointed chassis like these are probably the way for you. Cool. Right, so Indy Classic chassis here, Max's car, 5EY R1 engine, nice engine, we like that. Same what's in there, good power, pretty cheap to run. But this one coming. It's having some electric stones, but also had a problem with the clutch. We've torn this down. Clutch was dry as well, which is a problem. But also you can see it's had some heat in here, and quite a lot of them have got hot as well. That's why it's slipping. But it's bone dry, the clutch as well, which is a bit of a problem really. It's a billet clutch housing as well, which we've got to investigate what that's for, or put a stock one back in there, because this has been an uprated version. But part of the reason, you know, that was the problem. We've got a stock clutch in here if we need to use it, but we're tearing out the electrics now and trying to dig through this. That's probably the most faults, as we said, with cars and kit cars in general, is people's electrics, where they've bodged an old ludim or used things like this, like very home, I think A's home electrics actually, isn't it? Yeah, things like that, and then we're trying to dig through and tidy all that up a little bit as we go, because we're fitting a digidash and we're fitting in the indicators and everything else on the steering wheel, which is the same as what you can see on that car there. And we'll be fitting a DD2 digidash in there as well, which is going on the top of the dashboard. So we're digging through that, but that's a lovely bit of kit, all wireless, punch, you know, Bluetooth, so you can pull it all off. So that'd be killer, but we're just fighting through because the electrics is in a bit of a state, because you can see there's a big sort of box behind here that you'd probably use in a household, I would imagine. So we're looking at developing looms, I think we said last week. So we're nearly there, I think, aren't we, with looms? Pretty much. Yeah. Yep, there. So all our looms come pre-labelled, wired, everything else plugs, correct plugs on them, all plug and play for it all. So, you know, that can be your downfall, and major, probably most of the reliability issues that go with kit cars in general, really. So if you get a decent reliable loom behind it, yes, we all want to spend money on horsepower, but, you know, at the same token, reliability is probably just as important or more important. Don't matter if you've got a 500 horsepower engine, you ain't got the electric, it ain't going to go. So yeah, so on with that. It's a killer car. Anyway, we do like it. I know it goes well generally, but we'll get it settled for him and sorted out. So cool. Well, that's what we've been up to. Snapshot. So IVAs, kits going out, kits being built, engine rebuilds. A lot of these will go out of the next week now, which is fantastic. But if you're looking to get into the queue, 12 weeks sort of lead time. So if you're looking to get into a winter build, kind of need to be knocking on the door now. And say thanks to all you guys who placed orders this week. It's fantastic, and we'll get your kits out to you as soon as possible. That's it, guys. Enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Like, share, maybe subscribe. We'll catch you next week.